did primitive people take pictures? Smear fresh bull dung on face, then patted with slate powder. This is a big head sticker with secondary minor injuries. The whole family is responsible for more advanced. Set up the organs. Whole family stands together. A family portrait that went down in the annals of human history was born. There's a lot more that they do. Communication relies on roaring. Eating by stealing. Shower is hung from the beam. Keep refreshed. The concept of family in the film is the same as that of many parents. Worth reflecting on. They are the Gala family living in ancient times. They used to have a lot of neighbors. Unfortunately, some were trampled to death by beasts. Some were bitten to death by venomous snakes. Some were bitten to death by mosquitoes. The Gala family can survive just because of a father who is afraid of death. He made his family fear forever. All new things are dangerous. Even tell horror stories every night. Get rid of the ideas that people come up with holes. They spend most of their time in the dark. To exit the cave, it must wait for father's signal. Like they haven't hunted for a week. This time the whole family is out together. Father saw a huge bird egg in the distance. He threw his mother-in-law into the air as a sieve. Head first. The vanguard is handed over to the tank. He excitedly picked up the bird's egg and was about to return. The big bird appeared in time, snatched the egg. Mom immediately released the Sam to bite it. Sneak attack from behind. There are also spirit-tailed myths in the desert who want to dig for bird eggs. They cut the beard halfway. Eggs fall into their hands. Mother-in-law also took action. However, the bird's eggs were still kicked out by the lizard. At this time, Eve is defending in secret, are waiting for an opportunity. She moves quickly, grab the bird's egg from the lizard easily. Finally, the father is responsible for picking up in one go, but tripped over a tiger on the way back. The mammoths were terrified and started running wild. At the critical moment, father threw his family one by one onto the backs of the mammoths. It's a waste of talent not to participate in the Olympics with such strength. Near home, fathers and apes use human brakes. Finally, they managed to get the eggs. Let me play you a drink. Sorry, Dad. Looks like it's time for fast food. The whole family is like this. You bite me. When it was finally father's turn, he only got a drop of egg juice. Hey, it doesn't matter. I'm a foodie now. He gestured with his fingers in the air. The sun is setting. Everyone needs to hurry back to the cave. And it always climbs to heights regardless of danger. Watching the last glimmer of afterglow. This fear of being dominated by darkness. The family has had enough. When going to bed late, the father would take the whole family into his arms. This is probably the sweetest picture. Sleep till midnight. It seems a beam of light enters the hole. She tried to grasp the light in her hands, but can't catch it. Driven by curiosity, she snuck out of the cave. Follow the lights all the way. She is on the cliff. Discovered floating sparks and torches. She thought this was the sun. Curious left-right direction. Didn't notice the monster that appeared behind me. It found out and threw it down. She's going to stone the monster to death, but found that the other party had a pair of human hands. The monster takes off its mask. It turned out to be a handsome human. His name was Galen. Ape can't believe it. Except for the Gala family, there are still humans. She embroidered Galen up and down, startled by the pouched monkey round his waist. She quickly used her feet to stop Galen from happening. She was afraid that her family would find out that she had left privately, out of the cave, but still found. Father woke up and found that Eve was gone. He also had to try going out at night at the first time. The torches are about to go out. Galen reignited it. He'll do as you say. Oh yeah, kind of. This is the fire. Hello fire. It has no life. Apparently, this is the Eve's first exposure to artificial tinder. Learned that it was made by a boy. She asked Galen what to do to get some out. Almost broke his kidney. After a lot of uproar, they became friends. Galen told her, this land will soon be destroyed. Fire lava will surround here. If you want to survive, you must get out of here as soon as possible. Eve rejected Galen's invitation. Finally, Galen sent her a conch. You can call him in a hurry. After Galen left, father appeared. Brought home before dawn. She told her family. He found something new. The family immediately entered a state of combat because, in their opinion, new things mean danger and death. Eve is ready to prove to everyone what she has encountered, so she blows the conch. The sound has guarantee come out of the valley yet. The conch was swarmed by the family, stomped to pieces. They just can't accept anything new. Their father's words are etched in their bones. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it won't happen. Suddenly, Galen's depiction of the end of the world seems to have begun. The ground begins to crack. The stones on the cliffs are falling. Their first reaction was to go back to the cave. When the family is about to arrive at the entrance of the cave, father sees danger. A stone weighing 10,000 tons fell from above the cave. Family members are likely to die. Critical moment. Father throws stones at tank. Family falls. The boulder just crushed the cave. Gravel is coming at them. A responsible father protects his family, although old-fashioned. But in times of crisis, full marks for the responsibility of a father. Lost caves for generations. They had to abandon outdated rules. Behind the collapsed hole, it just happens to be a colorful world. As the head of the family, father is still very cautious. And here comes the tiger. Forced. The father jumped off the cliff with his family in his arms. Then it fell into the lush virgin forest. Their new exploration will also kick off. There are mice that look like baby elephants. Bats like monkeys. There are also social guys, brother monkey. Father was beaten up by them, hit, and they ran. The father thought his might had scared them away. Unexpectedly, a giant green cat appeared behind, in front of him. The father's attack was largely ineffective. Families can only climb up tree trunks. Unexpectedly, the big tree turned out to be the big feet of the giant beast. They were taken to a lawn. See the cave. Everyone instinctively got in. The cave actually closed its mouth on its own. It turned out to be a land whale. A sneeze blew them out again. The sun is about to set. Whales keep their mouths shut. They are not the only ones who are afraid of the dark. And the golem family. What would they do if they didn't find the cave? And out of the ground came flaming birds, one after another. Finally, huge swarms take to the sky, then gathered into a red ribbon. The more beautiful, the more dangerous. They dive to the ground in a whirlwind. A moment later, land whales are eaten. Only bones left. Only then did the golem family realize the danger. But they can't avoid it. They saw the birds coming at them. What should do if each sees a skeleton in the distance? She blew the horn with her skull. Galen heard the call. You can tell at a glance that something is wrong. He rushed to the ground, raised the torch. Under the protection of fire, carnivorous birds are avoiding. Torches are like artifacts in the dark. Drive away the devil. Brought life. The family was saved. They circle around this amazing thing. They call them sun babies. Someone stepped on it. Burned feet. Someone has it in their mouth. Burned stomach. Sun baby also likes tanks. Just bite his butt. His father told him to hide in the grass. The result is a world on fire and a mother-in-law. Everyone reluctantly played games with baby sun. And then they set the corn on fire. Corn hits trees and rises into the night sky. Then comes a romantic fireworks show. It's like magic. It's not gunpowder. It's the smell of food. A huge pile of cornflowers fell from the sky. Feast for everyone. The next day, everybody's alive. Galen wants to leave this crazy family. Golem's father imprisoned him because they need his fire and also need him to lead the way to find the cave. Galen to avoid doomsday and led them to the mountains in the distance. There was a lot of noise along the way. The animals along the way can't stand the noise. They rag on for days and nights. Everyone is starving. They found a big bird in the grass. So the egg-stealing scheme began again. The big bird is incredibly fierce. No one in the family is its opponent. There is no way but to eat scorpions raw. Look at them pitifully. Galen decided to help them hunt for food. He took what was on the ground, created a trap, and make a meal out of the leaves. Attract each other's attention. The plan works. They caught the big bird and roasted it. This is the first time the Gala family has eaten roasted bird meat. It smelled delicious and was quickly eaten by them. Not even scum left. The father was very sad. The family actually asked for help from an outsider. He began to realize that his position was threatened. Along the way, Galen used his ingenuity to help them. He made shoes for them. Meet the social monkey. No more force. Instead, ride with bananas. There is a green cat under the cliff. He made stilts out of branches. The Gala family had never seen these before. Encounter heavy rain. He thought it was a monster attack. Galen solved the problem with a little leaf umbrella. People are also increasingly relying on Galen. He was deeply impressed by the boy's talent. Father knew what he said and no one listened, so he decided to regain his prestige. Start imitating Galen. Dye your hair into dreadlocks. It almost scared families to death. Invented the snakeskin bag. Almost crushed his kidneys. He invented transportation and almost killed his family. He invented sunglasses. Almost fell to death. He invented the seesaw. Things were getting more and more complicated by him. He was angry and wanted Galen gone. They all accidentally fell into the tar during a chasing. It's sticky. Galen had always been confident, showed a look of despair, because his family also died in the tar. He understands that no one can escape. The father realized his recklessness. He apologized sincerely to Galen. In desperation, they opened their hearts for the first time. Galen understood Gollum's father. He is also there to protect his family. Gollum's father also understood Galen. He is alone and has to face a cruel world. He encouraged Galen to use his bright mind, must be able to escape. Received the approval of Gollum's father. Galen quickly figured out a way. He had marsupial monkeys create a fake green cat. 2 men in tar, manual command. It's like a shadow play. I didn't expect the green cat to be really fooled. Due to its strong power, quickly pulled the two out of the tar. When a family comes, they gladly saw that the two had settled their differences. The earthquake struck again, and everyone decided to follow Galen. They run all the way. Finally came to the end. A carrying new world to tomorrow is just around the corner. And then the land subsidence comes, and they run like crazy. They must stay ahead of time. But still a step too late. Beneath feet is the bottomless natural moat. On the other side is a dusty tomorrow. It seems that all hope has been lost. Families have no choice. Only go back the same way. Father extends his palm. The afterglow of the apocalypse slowly disappeared in his hands. And it dawned on him. Tell everyone, don't afraid of the dark. Don't hide. Reach the light. Then there will be sacrifices. He decided to throw everyone over with brute force. The boy was the first to stand up. The father threw him into the fog, under everyone's expectations. A bugle came from the other side. Galen was safe. Then father threw the family over one by one. Finally, it was Eve's turn. She suddenly realized, likely to be separated from her father forever. She had always been rebellious, was suddenly unwilling. The father and daughter hugged each other tightly. This is the first human embrace. As the scale of the collapse increases, maybe neither of them survived. At her father's insistence, Eve was thrown over by her father. And then there was a landslide. Father drowned in dust. They'll never see father again. Everyone waved to the other side. Gollum's father is not dead. He crawled into a nearby cave and successfully lit the torch. He was excited to share it with his family. He realized that family was no longer around. He grabs a handful of ash and he doodles on the walls with tanks and wives, mother-in-law, and Eve and future son-in-law. And then he stretched out his long arm, hugging everyone. Behind father's rudeness is a gentle heart. A big green cat suddenly appeared behind him. It turns out that it is also afraid of the dark. Come to the cave to find warmth. Father heard Eve's horn, thought they were in danger. How can he save them? He turned his head like crazy. Finally it came to his heart. They found a huge skeleton, coated with tar. Then attract tens of thousands of carnivorous birds. When the carnivorous birds approaches the skeleton, they were all stuck. A man-made plane took off. Father uses torches to control the direction. Along the way, he also rescued many animals. They all flew out at the moment of the explosion. The family on the other end blew horns on the cliff. They are in memory of their father. And a miracle happened. In the light, father arrived in the aircraft. Family embracing. They also added several new family members. After the disaster, ahead of them is a new blue water and blue sky. As parents, excessive protection will limit children's growth. It will hinder them from exploring new horizons. As children, parents may be appropriate, but their love for us never changed.